guys! Hello! We are ready. We're gonna play some more Disco Elysium. So last time we had finished talking to this guy. Now we have to go back. So we're gonna go back to the bar. And see, actually, I want to talk to some people down in front of this too. Can I do anything else with the phone?
The payphone hangs mutely on the wall.
No, cannot. Okay.
The file cabinet stands steady as ever, and the unlocked drawer slides out to greet you. The drawer slides.
So nothing else to do there.
Hola, wandering man. How can I help you?
Do you know anything about the Hardy Boys?
Los Hardys? They're an independent militant group. A bit too high-strung, but it comes with the responsibility. They're sort of like you. Preserve the rule of law and all that. Except it's Everard's law. But really, they're just like you.
Hey, the weasel I visited, he has one hell of a mug collection.
Yeah, the janitor who gave me the key to his apartment said the guy's a bit of an asshole.
Antiquated social...
Like I said before, I don't know much about this weasel, but the bossman said he's a real piece of work. Thanks for helping out, friend.
Okay. So we don't know anything else about him. We figured something out about this guy last time.
Work! Right to work! When a bunch of ungrateful, lazy cockroaches can't get their act together, decide to block honest work from other people.
Okay, what do the strikers want?
Beats me. They mumble nonsense about boardrooms and workers' rights, while we have the right to work!
There's something odd in the way he carries himself. His set of clothing looks vaguely mismatched. The different pieces of the attire seem ill-fitting.
Ill-fitting, what does that mean?
His shirt is far too small and an unpleasantly tight fit, while the overalls, held up by a belt, seem to fit a man with much more corpulence.
Are you wearing new clothes?
He ignores your question, choosing instead to turn to the emaciated workers, raising both fists in the air. The clothes are obviously not his. Silence is the answer. There's something off here, but he won't say what. You've been talking to him for quite a while now. Something is off with this guy. Ask him where he's from.
Okay, I gotta ask, where exactly are you from?
What's it to you?
Curiosity, going to figure out this strike mess.
Big mess, caused by union greed. But I only fight for the rights of people.
Already got that. I'm interested in your background.
We're all workers, right? Workers stick together. Came from the eminent domain, in Jamrock. Backgrounds in odd jobs, heavy lifting, cargo hauling, bouncer work. I know the drill.
Sweet, I know Bar's been thrown out from several. Maybe that's why you seem familiar.
Worked at Territorial. Ring a bell?
Not right now, but I might have been there. I don't really remember things well.
Uh-huh. It was a long time ago. We were promised work. We'd be in there. Work.
The physically impressive man tower has turned his attention back to the gates. He ignores your presence.
Okay. Can I do anything else with this?
A lorry stuck in the traffic jam.
Can I do anything else with this guy without... What's his face here?
Looking for something odd? Come to tell me to fuck off again?
What are you hauling?
Oh, not much anymore. I'm here to pick up some cargo, but the dock workers are on strike, so it's
Wait, how long has this been going on then?
The strike? Oh, they've been at it for a while.
Hey, Mesco, pro tip, don't die.
But this here is just the last week.
Hang on, a cat sounds like it's doing something bad. What are you doing? What are you doing? You shouldn't be back there. Come on. Repeat this. Repeat this. Okay. I'm back. This a month or 2 months maybe. But this is just the last week or so. Okay, so this thing is new then.
Apples.
Apples is exactly the kind of thing you'd say if you had something to hide.
Hey Mescal, you remember me from Resident Streaming talking about the DMCA stuff? Yeah. I mean, nailed for it. I just, given that I'm trying to do this kind of seriously to actually hopefully make a little money. Again, I'm not looking to make a ton. You know, if I just hit payout every month or 2, that'd be enough for me. I just kind of want to be, you know, smart about it. Right? Security lines. Yeah. Sounds like a cover story to me.
Look, as detective. I come from a long line of lorrymen. We got ancient rights and privileges.
I mean, people can do what they want. I just kind of... I've always been a rule follower, so... Probably part of why I like playing games, and especially streaming so much, is because it gives me that opportunity to kind of go against the norm and sometimes try to at least be the bad guy. Yeah, so this game has some very harsh language and theme. So it's definitely something that isn't going to be for everybody. I will just say that I am happy that I'm playing this right now before the baby is old enough to know what's really going on. Hey, Tachil, how you doing? Harsh current reality. Things are what they are. I don't judge anything, so... I mean, hell, right now I'm technically an immigrant. So... How are you doing, Chachil?
Oh, I'm here to pick up a load of fucking apples, man. Just regular Koiko picked apples.
Koiko may be another derogative for a person from Grad, you think?
So they grow apples in Grad?
Yep, it's one of their main exports. They grow them down south.
You're totally addicted to your Final Fantasy X rerun?
Great
Nice.
scenic vistas.
What have I been doing lately? I've been doing a little bit of Genshin when I'm upstairs. No luck getting, Fishy Mage. Yet, anyways. I'm essentially doing my pulls as I get the fates right now, just so that I get maximum pulls for her, but I'm not super hopeful. I think my pity is gotta only be at like 30 or something, so. Barring being able to drop money, there's no way I'm gonna be able to get even close to getting a pity roll. Yeah, I see that there's like 2 days left on the banner, so I'm doing the Oasis event thingy right now. Because I think that's gonna be my best bet at maximum primos, both because of all of the chests in there, as well as like all the events and stuff. And like high scorables and all that stuff for primos. So I'm doing that. And I mean I've gotten probably like at least 10 to 20 pulls so far, just no luck. And then I've been playing a little bit of Stardew, and then I've been checking out Palia as well the last couple of days. Which, if anybody's interested in checking it out, I have a referral link in the Discord. I mean, Genshin at least, though, is, like, I haven't spent a dime on it. So. And we've got a bunch of regulars in my Well, we got 2 huge regulars in Discord. Tuchil's one of them. So. They give me tips. And if I ever did need help farming, they help me, like, blow through stuff, so. I think both of you guys have helped me butcher certain things at some point. So. It's also a good game to play on the PlayStation. Oddly enough, I play upstairs on my PS4, but remote playing from my PS5 because the load times on the PS4 are absolute garbage. And it's actually faster to play it over the Wi-Fi from the PS5 down here. And then yeah, Palia I've been checking out. It's pretty interesting. I'm interested to see where it goes, but it definitely does need some work. Like, you can't interact with anything so far in your house, but it does look like there is a lot of like house building and all that kind of stuff. So not like complex house building like Valheim, but like where you can put like rooms and then decorate to your heart's content. So.
In fact, Yukokata is a desolate wasteland whose name literally translates to Zone of Ecological Catastrophe. It features no scenic vistas and supports virtually no plant or animal life.
Yukokata is not in the south, and they definitely don't grow apples there. I don't know if I could, like, just flat out confront him, though. You keep saying Coach Co's, what does that actually mean? Let's try, like, kind of, like, playing him a little bit more.
You know, God Nix, God Volk, the degenerates from God.
Okay, but why the word Kochko?
Cause that's what they're all called. Koiko Pichik, Loslav Koiko, Koikovic someone. Low self-esteem, those guys have. Mind you, they look occidental, but they are not. Hey, if the name and description fit by the very grace of nature, who am I to say otherwise?
So, can I see these apples?
Did you miss the part where I said they aren't here yet? Besides, even if I did have some, I wouldn't go putting my nose in them, huh?
Okay.
Relax. You've got all you can get here. He probably doesn't even know what he's hauling, even if it is something unsavory. So he'd remain unaccountable.
It's something about the rights and privileges of lorrymen.
Oh yeah, they're a big deal. My great-grandfather was a carter, had a royal license and everything. We've tried to hold on to our privileges.
Sussy driver. There's, I think somebody in the murder has, like, actually referred to him, but it's not... Like, I have a theory about the murder. I don't know if it's right. I gave my theory to somebody from Risen's chat, and, they didn't give me any spoilers, but they said that they like my theory, and it's very interesting, so... Essentially, if I'm right, I don't know if I want to solve the murder. Hold on, what's a carter?
Someone with a gun.
Sorry if there's,
What
like,
did
loud
you
banging
think it
or
was?
noises or anything.
That's
There's more
how
kind of
deep into
renos going on in the
history our
house,
thing
so...
reaches, before machines.
And that's a privilege?
Sure fucking is. We have a guild and everything, huh? Very ancient. Very prestigious.
So you're in a Carter's Guild.
Goddamn right. They've been trying to fuck us out of our heritage in the name of profit. But when they try to replace us, they'll
And for anybody new, usually there is, like, webcams and stuff, but, just because of the baby right now, I'm currently keeping it off. Might be ready to turn it back on soon, at least when I'm not feeding, but we will see. Once the camera does come back, to chill, you'll appreciate this. Make Kitty Burns coming back too. Once the camera's back. So, webcams aren't mandatory, take your time. Oh, see, I overreact to everything, so the webcams make it a lot better. But, again, I've, what is baby now? I think like 7 weeks. I think he's 7 weeks. One, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, about 7 weeks. So, he's getting to the point where he's being a little more self-sufficient. If I say so. I mean, I know that they're not mandatory, but I like having the webcam, so we'll see. When I bring the webcam back, I want to start, like, go full on, all in again, so it's just kind of something where I gotta get a few things sorted out first, and then we'll get it going, but... Are you waking up, or just trying to get comfy? Give me 1 second. Squirmy wormy there? Alright. But yeah, to chill, cause I gotta get working out again. Although, to be fair, I'm actually already pretty much at my pre-pregnancy weight, or at least my early pregnancy weight, which is, I think, pretty impressive. So, oh, hey, here you go. Trying to see if he wants fast fire. There you go. Alright. Let's continue.
Trusting street thugs with their goods is going to fuck him right up the ass. Mark my words. Generations of practice and no laughing matter.
Usually I use a headset too, but I can't do that right now just because I need to be able to hear baby, so. Like, there's something with this guy. Like, there's no way that, like, this guy has nothing. I don't think I've tried talking to this guy again either.
Still here. Stuck in this damn jam, my man. What's up?
Gotta do some 3D things now. Take care. Nice. What are you working on? I've been learning some 3D too. Actually, do you know Risen's little dancing squirrel? I actually did that in Blender for him. I'm slowly trying to work on my own, little mascot and stuff. I might do that on stream next week. Hey, it's okay. Here you go. There you go. You're learning game development, working with Blender to get something to play around with. Nice! Well, if you're ever interested, I've decided to take on a pay what you can model for doing 3D commissions. So, plug for myself there. I've got some stuff up in Risen's channel. And I've worked a little bit with importing into Unity. I need to learn more. The fuck is that bug? You're not that good with 3D yet? If you check Risen's arts and crafts and like scroll up a bit, I don't even know where it is. It's gonna be up a way bit. Oh, it's actually not that far. I did like I've taught myself how to do like cell shading, and then there's like an environmental shot, and then there's like an ogre dance that I did, but with time. I'm apparently a bit of a natural or something, I think people have said. That ogre dance, if you scroll up and find the ogre dance, that was my first ever full character, with rig and hand animation. That's hand animated. That's not like, mapped to motion capture or anything. That was just like animated by hand. And then again, if you check Risen's channel, there's like he's got like a dancing squirrel emote. He was my first ever paid commission. So, that ogre dance is smooth. That was my first ever, so that's my first ever full character sculpt. I had only ever done one sculpt before, and it was just a head and, like, bust. Like, a little bit of a bust. Not animated, static. So that was my first full body sculpt, my first rig, and my first animation. There you go, there you go. So, one of the things that I want to try and do to help get a little bit of money, is...
Huh? The bosses, man. Dunno.
Is maybe try to get some assets or something up on the Unity store. So that's something else I might try to work on as well. But there's nothing over here. I really like doing the 3D work though. You plan to make everything you can from scratch? Yeah, that's kind of what I'm doing. I want to, I've recently started learning how to do, by the way, I don't know what you're using to learn, but keep an eye on Humble. I learned through some game dev tutorials that I bought on there, for like, I think I paid like 30 or 40 bucks or something like that. And that's where I learned to do the sculpting and the modeling and the rigging and the animations and everything. But then even more recently, I bought a book set, a Blender tutorial book set, that has, there's like an old lady somewhere. I don't know where she went. And I've been using that. I learned how to make fire. That said, my computer is jack shit for, trying to do a lot of the more complicated stuff, so I need to try and get upgrades at some point. When you first learned Blender, you took on the mountainous task of modeling a whole car and unsurprisingly burnt yourself out in 2.5 weeks. That ogre, I think, was maybe my 4th or 5th, like, full project. And that was just following the tutorials on, that I got through Humble, which are on Game Dev. I'm really glad I went with the tutorials, though, because, they kind of helped me make sure that I learn things in an order that makes it stick. Because what was the first was just kind of dicking around, I think. The second was... Look, I'm just gonna kind of lump a lot of, like, the basic stuff as one at the beginning. Then we did a... like a full low poly scene with a T-Rex. And then it was the sculpt for the bot with the bust, which if you keep scrolling up on his thing, you'll see it. It's like this red demony dragony looking thing. And then I essentially jumped right into the character tutorials. Where I did the ogre. And then I went into the environmentals where you'll see that, like, medieval hallway and... Okay, I saw another thing.
Great. I love those.
No.
Yes. You're already set for the night. Your
Okay,
door
good,
is
good.
unlocked.
I think I got the boots already too, didn't I? Yes, I did. Good. That'll give me authority, which I actually kind of need, I think. Doo-doo-doo.
You look down at the white ceramic sabatons hugging your arches and calves, surprised at how well they fit.
Well, if you're interested, hit me up on Twitch or Discord.
Your movements cause tiny little clicks.
Again,
like
I think
dice
this week
rolling
I'm gonna
somewhere
try and
far
do
away,
a
as the
Blender
plates
stream, I think.
reorient to your motions.
I will be responsible with this. This is just to protect me from harm, not to show off.
The hardened, vitreous enamel, at once sleek and light, adds a glow to your cheeks and a spring to your step. Just imagine what a full suit of this stuff could do for you.
I can't just enjoy it, I must study it.
Remember, the vitreous enamel material acts as a kinetic redistributor. It's meant to stop bullets. Wear it, observe its properties, see if there's a weakness in the design. For the day you have to fight someone covered in the same material.
Cool. Sure, let's see what I get for using this. A lot of this I have to go past the thing. I don't know how to get here.
man ponders his cooking utensils and gives you a little nod. He looks up at you, then looks away quickly, shrugging and muttering something to himself. Shrugging is an international sign for, no, I don't know what's behind that door. You see a heavy steel door with a prominent, the cobalt blue surface feels old cobalt paint, rough on the fingers. 40, 50 years since this was painted, maybe.
Okay.
It leads to a side building, adjacent to this one. The old building next to this, half ruined. Whatever is behind it must be older.
You're okay. There you go. Gets upset again, I'll pick him up.
The door does not budge.
So, we know that it goes to the building beside.
I've got nothing to say to you. Why are you wasting your time?
What if I want to talk to you, not Titus?
What you want is of no significance, officer. Don't test your authority. In Martinez, you are no one.
Are you the hardy girl?
I am not.
You could be Liz. You could be anything. You could even be a model.
Even a mod? Glenn, I went to law school. I am an attorney.
He's right. With a face like that, she could be on the cover of Le Debutante International.
Hit a grip on, she went to law school.
So fucking what? Lots of models are actually really smart people, fuckwad.
No, Glenn, they aren't.
This didn't change her opinion of you.
Okay.
It's not her. She's not a hardy girl. Definitely.
I want to go see if I can figure something out about this. Because there's gotta be something here I can do. This is the building next to this, which would be this one here. I'm trying to figure out. Because there's nothing to interact with here, that's the problem. Maybe I can't do it right now? Alright, let's head back out then. I doubt that what's-his-face is going to give me any new information,
Fuck
but
does Kuno care?
let's talk about your shack again.
The fuck do you want with it? Oh, that? Kuno decapitates pigs. That's just a Kuno demo tape.
Some kind of musician.
Yeah. Kuno plays on snuff radio, fucks pigs, live, fucks their heads off. Kuno's a cop killer. Good call, Pigmeister. Don't come and talk to Kuno about his kingdom. The fuck about it? You're testing. Get lost.
He's
I
on
wasn't
your
expecting
crime
to win
scene,
that.
bossing you around. And he's been here for some time too. This is where he hangs out. You have to get more out of him. He could be useful.
Seen all kinds of things throwing stones here. Want to help the RCM bust a murderer.
Fuck no. What are you? Fucking mentally handicapped?
Kuno, they've almost made you a snitch now.
Ease off, see? Kuno always takes the bullet over the hammer.
He'd rather die than work with the justice system.
Okay. He's not gonna do anything. Was there anything else in the garbage?
The trash container stands in the spring. The smell of rotten food rises to greet you. You see soggy cartons, dirty rags, and organic waste. The
Yeah, there's
container
nothing.
sounds
Okay.
a muffled gong.
All right.
An old call box. East Delta Commerce Center. This must be the name of the doomed commercial area.
That's still too low. I need to get a Volition. Actually, have I tried the ice machine again? I don't know if I have. Alright,
This orange machine is buzzing like an old submarine.
My pry bar isn't strong enough. Okay.
Hand-cranked ice cream churner on top, and an electric freezer that appears to be frozen.
Hang on, hang on. I know. Here we go. I'm getting it. He dropped his pacifier. There you go. There you go. If he doesn't quiet, I will mute the mic. But he should be a little better now that I'm holding him. Right? He just likes to watch me play video games. Don't ya? Yeah? Mm-hmm. I don't even know what he's doing. Just talking, you just talking? Yeah?
The purity of snow always reminds me of
see
the
you playing in a
purity
crater?
of a man's soul. Yes. The terrain here provides an interesting variety to a familiar game.
Do you know what created it?
I do. Fire from heavy artillery.
Okay, but why?
Why what?
Why was heavy artillery used?
Because that's what happens when communards hijack your country, execute your supreme leadership, and turn your capital into a slaughterhouse. You use heavy ordnance to clean up your home.
Did you use artillery fire against them?
Sadly, no. It was the foreigners who brought them to their knees. We fought valiantly. Too valiantly. So valiantly we got licked. Should have fought dirty, like they did with their suicide sex cult propaganda and mad anarchist women strapped to shrapnel bombs. We didn't
That's pretty
and we
brutal.
left Caliber. God bless him, but the suzerain's cannons simply weren't big enough.
It was probably a bit more complicated than that.
Why shell them here?
Because this place is a damn beachhead. Had to soften the commies up first. Yes, the military coordinated amphibious landing to take back Revachol.
Yeah, he just wanted to be held.
Martinez was used as one of the 3 footholds in Revachol during Operation Deathblow in 08. The other 2 are off in Stella Maris and the Delta.
Or he's gassy. Shake your head and look down at the crater.
This here is Blood Ground, where Coalition boots first made landfall and cleaned those rabid dogs out. Most likely, we're playing pétanque on their mangled corpses.
Well, that's dark.
Blood ground. You got old René going there. Like he isn't hungry enough already.
That explains all the war damage.
Damn right, son. They lit the fire of hell on the city before they stormed it. And it worked, too. The rest of the city got cleaned up, but Martinez they keep as a monument. And now the Union Socialists are practically running the place.
Well, it's your own damn fault. You, we, the coalition, Revachol, whoever you want to blame, never finished the job. Officially, the party never surrendered. Of course they still hold influence.
You don't even begin to truly understand the players at the table, let alone the specific circumstances surrounding the... What do you think?
Thinking men have opinions on these things. Present one.
Foreign powers cleaned up our mess and now they rule us. Shake your head in shame. Coalition seems quite capable. Communists just don't understand how money works. Nothing. I don't think I just do. You want that back? Or are you happy with your fingers? Oh, no, sad. Here you go. There you go. Babies are weird. Foreign powers cleaned up our mess and now they rule us. Shake your head in shame.
I'm sorry it had to be them. After 8 years of fighting those hyenas, boiling cats for food and drinking piss in the mountains, I would have preferred if the Right Honorable King Guillaume returned through Revachol, or even if that damn clan Frisel had risen from the grave and led us. Sadly, that was not the case. Instead, all that is just, holy, and beautiful in the world was wiped away, and now it's neon signs with toothpaste ads everywhere. Foreign influence
Kind of sounds like some places of our world right now.
This is just what the commies wanted. This was their plan all along. This is what they wanted to replace the role of the suzerain with.
You mentioned Guillaume.
A true king in both blood and mind led Revachol before Frisel. He would have been better, but the damn commies drove him into exile.
Wait.
Hi.
I said William ran, and his nephew, Frizzle, was shot in his place.
They didn't drive Guillaume out. He left when things got bad and left Frizzle to take the hit.
This is communard propaganda. Guillaume would never do something like that. He is Le Lion.
Who was Frizzle?
Damn Frisel. He was a king we couldn't protect. The Carabineers failed him, and the crown. He died in the hands of the Hyperlay, in a very public execution.
How does the third factor into this?
It doesn't. That was 100 years ago. It had nothing to do with anything.
Okay.
The suzerain is the king. Has everyone forgotten already? They forgotten already. It's no use talking to you. You were still in Daddy's borders when it happened. When we took our last stand against the Filth and rode the cavalry straight into gunfire.
Ooh, is there anything you can tell me about the rifle? Yes, because we know that the same rifle, the same kind of rifle, but working, is what killed the dude.
It's a Bell McGrave. 4.46 caliber. Breech loading. Revachol made. Good weapon. Accurate and reliable.
His moves are quick and precise as he first checks the weapon, then aims it at the sea. This man knows firearms intimately.
This one's inoperable. The bolt spring is missing and the mechanism is jammed shut. Still a beauty. Where did you find her?
Do I want to tell him where I found it or not? No, I can't divulge.
I understand. Unfortunately, I don't know what else to tell you. These BMs are an antique. No one uses them anymore. The ammunition is impossible to find.
Okay. I mean, I'm gonna try this check.
All you observe is a veteran refusing to let go of
Because
the
we'll
past in his
redo
old
it later when we can.
This is the uniform of the Royal Carabineers in service of Frissel I, Guillaume Le Lion, and the valiant King Philip V before him.
Don't you mean Frissel the Fan?
You do not speak his name, Craven, although he was a clown. But he was our clown, ours to ridicule and to mourn.
There's something you missed. You will get to it. Don't worry.
Okay. I want to talk to the other guy now, too, because we actually got something
Officer,
there.
the mere sight of police in Martinez makes me feel safer already.
Wanted to
can
ask
I
you about
help
the
you?
union again.
Sure, officer. They are the good...
No.
Thank you, officer, for
You
being a
mentioned
consummate professional.
Jean-Marie
You'll have this case
Beaulieu.
wrapped up in
Who
no
is that?
time. Oh, sweet Jenny. She was the finest woman in all of Revachol. Maybe the entire world.
Do not defile her memory, Gaston. Let her rest in peace.
So you both
We
know her.
knew her, all right. Lived on the same street our entire lives, just 2 houses apart. The 3 of us have been best friends since we were 4.
Okay.
She was René's first girl back when the prick was 16. They were courting till he decided he'd rather die for some great ideal than just be happy.
And then you stole her from me.
Okay, then. Easy, fellas. No need for this to get ugly.
Oh, officer. It already got ugly nearly 80 years ago when the 3 of us were just learning to walk and talk.
You stole her from me.
Oh boy.
Well, technically, you stole her from me, because we'd been pretty close ever since you two had that falling out over the ink you spilled over her pretty yellow dress.
We were just boys then. This was different. You... No point starting this all over again. For the 1000th and the first time. Especially when we have company. Officer.
What happened to her?
She died of pneumonia 2 winters ago. It was a quiet passage, peaceful. René and I were both by her bedside when she...
died. No use sugarcoating it. Won't bring her back.
Aw,
Will it
that's
now?
sad.
departed. Until the very end she couldn't decide between us. The most indecisive woman I've ever met.
Why do you think she was indecisive?
She could never make up her mind about
I
anything.
mean, it's kind of like me.
What to have for
I am
breakfast,
terrible
favorite
at
color,
decisions.
or which one of us to marry.
Hi. You awake?
She was always leaving one of us for the other, but never long enough to actually get married.
It's a bit odd.
Heck, technically, we're both still engaged to her.
You always confused her. Couldn't let us be happy. So Justa with your fancy words and pastries.
He suddenly remembers you are still there. Falls silent and
Thanks
turns
for sharing.
away.
Of course, officer. Memories are all we have left.
Okay. How close am I to leveling? Kinda close, actually. Hi.
Just an ordinary wall.
I don't remember if there was anything else here to do. Let's check back in here. Because I don't know if I talked to all these doors. Come here. There you go. Moss grows on the bathroom. Actual moss. Well then. Can we put the flashlight back on? I want to see if maybe I can talk to some of these people.
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board says number 11.
Examine the padlock.
It's a solid lump of metal, but the shackle is deeply corroded. A solid pair of chain cutters would make short work of it. Better whip out those cutters. You won't get very far otherwise.
Okay, do I have to equip them? Is it better if I equip them?
This door has been closed with a padlock. A chalk-drawn number on the board
Okay.
says number. The shackle snaps
There we
like
go.
a twig. And
Here you go. Photos of revolutionaries posing with guns. Critical theory on the monstrosities of capital and such. Revolutionaries love to pose with their gun. A bullet.
a plaster cast bust depicts a middle-aged man with impressive sideburns. The name on the plinth reads
A communard
Kraz
lives in this room.
Marzov.
Look around.
A poor communard, from the looks of it. The room is barely bigger than a closet. there's someone walking around inside, rearranging the furniture. The number on the panel says 10.
No.
The walking stops abruptly, but no one comes to the door. Sounded like a woman. A woman's shoes.
Knock
A
again.
poor communard, from the looks of it. The room is barely bigger than a closet.
Does the police open up?
Do I have to open the door?
Okay.
Did you have a warrant? I'm not obligated to open the door if you don't have a warrant.
Well then.
It's generally easier to do things if you have literally any reason.
Okay.
Give me a moment. Ask away, policeman.
You know who lived in the foreclosed apartment?
The hell am I supposed to know? Another nut job, I assume.
Mm-hmm. Why is there a hole in the wall?
Some lunatic lost his mind. All kinds of morons pass through these halls.
There's one of the residents on vacation. Their mailbox is overflowing.
People come and go. I don't keep an eye on everyone.
They probably just moved or died.
Oh,
Hopefully
crap.
somewhere
I just dropped this
else.
pacifier. I have to go wash that now. Just about time for a break anyway, so let's finish talking to her and then I will be right back. Who lives in apartment 10?
No one lives there. It's been empty for months.
Shh, shh, shh. Can I talk to someone through the door?
Impossible. I would know if someone had moved in
I know, but I gotta go wash it.
Maybe it's those countercultural people again. Breaking into a house like it's a public space. You're a policeman. Be good and take a look, will you?
Sure, I'll see what I can find.
Great. Young people. They're worse than rats. You know, always littering the hallways with trinkets and
Who lives
empty
behind the
beer
padlocked door?
cans. Oh, that one is a scientist. A future scholar. I think he studies astrology at the community college. Education's good. I always tell them
Astrology
to
at the
study.
community college.
Something to do with all those stars around his door. He asked me to leave his drawings up
Star
on
and
the
antlers. I
wall.
think that's a symbolism. Communism. Of communism.
The symbol of what now?
Hey, come on. Calm down. It's an ideology, some noble aims, but it's been used to justify terrible bloodshed. Sure.
The cleaning lady shrugs and returns to sweeping.
Fancy, fancy, fancy.
The clash of ideas and atrocities are as far from her world as fairies and wizards.
Okay. That's all
She
fine.
mumbles some kind of a response, then hacks something into her
And
handkerchief.
for you.
I'm no one.
Do you
Just
live
a-
here?
If you could call it living. I have a little room upstairs right next to the coal room. It's barely bigger than a closet. But I don't complain, no. I have my bed and my aching bones to keep me company. And that's all I need from this world.
She hasn't spoken to anyone for a while. Even her sentences feel rusty.
Okay. Thanks, I'm off. Alright guys, hold tight. I'm gonna be right back.